Hey, welcome back. Four stories today. A big bank climbing back up the rankings. Korea's top internet platforms facing a tough crowd on Wall Street. The finance regulator heading to Vietnam. And short sellers targeting specific stocks even as the market bounces. Let's walk through them. KB Financial is back in the top 10. As of April 10th, KB Financial's market cap hit 58.9 trillion won, putting it at number 10 on the KOSPI, bumping Kia down to 11. This is the first time KB Financial has been in that top 10 since late February, when it had briefly reached 62.5 trillion won before being pushed out by Hyundai Heavy Industries and Hanwha Aerospace. What's driving the recovery? Analysts are projecting KB Financial's Q1 net profit attributable to shareholders at around 1.8 trillion won. The argument is that net interest income and non-interest income are both growing steadily, and rising market rates are expected to support net interest margins. Hyungkook Securities highlighted stable NIM performance and continued growth in corporate lending. On top of that, KB Financial secured roughly 7.5 trillion won in dividend resources through a capital reduction at its recent AGM, which keeps shareholder return expectations high. The broader financial sector moved up in tandem. Shinhan Financial rose 2.17%, Wori Financial 3.17%, Hana Financial 2.05%. Now, on the other side of the ledger, Naver and Kakao are having a harder time with investor sentiment. 10 brokerage firms cut their target prices for the two companies this month alone. 6 for Naver, 4 for Kakao. That's about 12% of all the downward target revisions across the entire KOSPI during the same period. The shared concern: both companies are increasing AI investment, but the cost comes first, the revenue later. That cost-heavy structure is weighing on near-term profit estimates. Naver's year-to-date decline was 16.7%. As of that date, Kakao's was 20.6%. But both bounced this week, up 2.3% and 5.5% respectively, on a sense that valuations had overcorrected. SK Securities cut Naver's target from 360,000 to 320,000 won, but still flagged AI agent rollout as the potential turning point for commerce transaction volume. One analyst at Hana Securities argued the current forward PER of 14 times is excessive undervaluation given stable earnings growth. For Kakao, the key watch item is Kanana, its on-device AI model, and whether integrating external services will translate into monetization. There's also a side story. Dunamu, which is pursuing a merger with Naver Financial, won a first-instance administrative court ruling against the financial regulator, which could eventually create a fintech platform with a combined valuation of around 20 trillion won. Third, FSC Chairman Lee Eok-won is heading to Vietnam this month, his first overseas trip since taking office. He'll attend a forum hosted by the Committee on International Financial Cooperation, followed by meetings with Vietnam's Central Bank and Finance Ministry. Vietnam is Korea's third largest trading partner, and the country where Korean financial firms are most active internationally. As of September last year, 55 Korean financial institutions were operating there: 20 banks, 9 asset managers, 8 securities and credit finance firms, 7 non-life insurers, and 3 life insurers. There's also a significant development in Vietnam's capital markets. FTSE. Russell confirmed on April 8th that Vietnam's stock market will be upgraded from frontier to secondary emerging market status, the same tier as China and India, which is expected to accelerate foreign capital inflows. The FSC chair's visit is being read as an effort to ease the path for Korean firms already there and to share Korea's financial infrastructure experience. And last, even as the KOSPI has been bouncing back, short sellers have been adding to their positions in specific names. Hanmi Semiconductor and Kolon Industries have held the top 2 spots in short interest as a percentage of market cap for 6 consecutive trading days, according to Korea Exchange data. Hanmi was at 6.34%, Kolon at 5.53%, Samwa Capacitor at 5.11%, LG Display at 4.67%. In absolute terms, Hyundai Motor leads with 1.6 trillion, won in net short positions, followed by Hanmi Semiconductor at 1.53 trillion won. Hanmi's borrow balance actually grew 12.52% by 1.94 million shares during that window. The interpretation is that short sellers see these stocks as overvalued relative to sector peers after the recent rally. If the rebound continues, however, there's a potential short covering scenario where forced buybacks could push prices sharply higher in the short term. That's all for today's deep dive. We'll be back with more insights. You've been listening to the Korea Economy Brief, straight from the front page of Seoul Economic Daily. Thanks for tuning in.